Hey, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the It's Not Even Like That podcast. I'm your host, Pavar Snipe, and I'm so excited that you could join us today for episode 3 as we keep on rolling on this comedy train. This episode is really special because I have the one and only Steve Way. Hey, Steve.
Howdy.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Happy to have you here. So Steve stars on Ramy on Hulu. He was the executive producer of a feature film called Good Bad Things that was at the Real Abilities Film Festival that totally blew the house away. He's a stand-up comedian, and he is just changing the game in terms of how what it looks like to be a disabled person on television when he is playing a character. Would we say based on yourself in Ramy?
Oh, it's a lot like myself.
Based on yourself. And he's showing the world that you can be disabled and be an asshole, which is something that I am a true advocate for, as you may know. Steve, tell us, first of all, let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the very beginning. Where are you from? How'd you get into comedy? What was your childhood like?
Yeah, my disability progressed pretty slowly. And I used comedy as a coping mechanism. Right, so when I was unable to tie my shoes, someone would say, "Hey Steve, do you want to come over and tie your shoes?" And I would say something like, "What's the point? It's not like I'm gonna walk and trip on it." Obviously, the older I got, the better my jokes got. I grew up with the aforementioned Ramy Youssef. We met in the 5th grade. And when we got into high school, we took TV production. So we had access to cameras, audio equipment, editing equipment. And this was right when YouTube came out. So we hopped on that train right away.
Oh, wow. So did you started making material together
Oh,
when you were teenagers?
when we were 14.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
And where did you go to high school?
Rutherford High School.
Oh, in Jersey.
Yep.
Okay. So you started making like comedy shorts. What kind of material were you making?
It was video sketches. 2-minute comedy, 2-minute comedy sketches. And then Ramy started a sketch comedy group that evolved into stand-up. And then Ramy was going to put on a charity show for muscular dystrophy. And he said, "Steve, why don't you write a stand-up set?" So I wrote it. 2 weeks later, I showed it to him, and he said, "Great, you're going to perform it at the show."
And how'd you feel about that? Were you? Because not every writer wants to be a performer.
I had been public speaking since I was 9, so I've never had problems being in front of an audience.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know if I'd be good enough. So, I guess he kind of threw me under the bus, but I needed it. That was the push I needed.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 14 years later, I just opened for Ramy on HBO. So,
That's quite a full circle moment.
it's heavy.
Yeah, quite a full circle moment. So here you are, you're 14, 15, 16 years old, making comedy together when your kid's in high school. Who are your comedic influences?
I always loved Rodney Dangerfield. His self-deprecating humor.
Yeah, he's the king of that.
Obviously George Carlin. There was a comedian we loved watching that we don't talk about anymore.
Wait, who? Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
well, no, there's a couple that, no, actually, there's more than one.
He had his own show
Did he wear sweaters?
on FX.
He had his own show on what show?
On FX.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Uh-huh. He likes plants.
Yeah.
He feels romantic towards some plants
Yeah.
in front of people, I would say. That would be the best way to
Yeah.
describe it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, yeah, I learned early on had to make fun of myself,
Mm-hmm.
but not in like a sad way. Because I realized if I lost the audience within the first 2 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
that was it.
Yep.
I lost them for good. And I can't have my audience feel bad for me. They can empathize with me,
Mm-hmm.
but they can't have sympathy for me.
Absolutely.
And I had to figure that out very early on.
So what is your approach to doing that in the audience within the first 2 minutes of you seeing them and talking to them?
I mean, it's pretty much telling them, don't feel bad.
Just flat out just saying it.
Yeah, don't awe.
Mm-hmm.
Then you owe me money if you do. And they usually pay up.
Mm-hmm.
But after the first 5 minutes, they get it.
Yeah. Like, we're here to laugh and we're on this ride with you.
Yeah, not only are they here to laugh, but it's okay to laugh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you started doing public speaking when you were 9 years old.
Yes.
How did that even begin?
Yeah, it was all with Muscular Dystrophy Association. They just asked me one day at a fundraiser if I wanted to talk. And I had it.
Wait, was Muscular Dystrophy Association, was that Jerry's case?
It was.
Did you meet Jerry?
No, unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I understand the complicated feelings about Jerry, and we don't have to get into it.
Mhm.
But without that telethon, I don't think I'd be alive.
Wow. Because, I mean, it was up for many, 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 many years.
Oh,
And it was an
50 years.
annual telethon. If you're of a certain age, like I am, you definitely remember watching Jerry Lewis and that annual telethon and the numbers behind them and how much money that they were always raising. So, yeah, I can only imagine for you it would be an opportunity to take your own power back in terms of growing up with this chronic illness and then having a charity that was supporting you and helping you.
Yeah, and I realize that now, as an adult.
Mhm.
You know, whenever I do public speaking, I'm able to shift the narrative. You know, because obviously we know the story of the poor crippled child,
Mhm.
you know, who's never going to grow old and can never do anything in life.
The Tiny Tim.
No,
of it all.
exactly.
The Tiny
Yes.
Timness of it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And I am able now to use my voice to take that back.
Mhm.
And I'm comfortable with that.
Do you meet other kids now? Do you meet kids who have seen you on Ramy and kids
Oh,
who have
yeah.
seen you out and they tell you, you know, that you're helping them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but disabled and non-disabled.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
So your parents clearly were encouragers of you because you're here today, and I think a lot of people in the disability community can credit their parents for giving them the influence and giving them the positivity to know that they can do things beyond what other people expect them to do. Would you say that was the case with your parents?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents are the cause of my anxiety and panic attacks. Because they're parents, but I wouldn't be alive without them.
Yeah.
Straight up. There was no handbook for me.
Mm-hmm.
They had no idea what they were doing. And they fought for me so much.
Mm-hmm.
They're the reason why I attended a public school. They're the reason why I got the education I did. If it wasn't for them and their advocacy for me,
Mm-hmm.
I would not be where I am today with my career. I definitely wouldn't be speaking to you.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So you're a kid and you watched a lot of TV. What were your favorite shows when you were growing up?
Yeah. The big one was Star Trek.
Next Generation, original,
Both those, yeah.
Deep Space Nine.
My mother grew up watching the original series
Mm-hmm.
every Friday night with her father.
I'm a super Trekkie.
Yeah, me
Like, I
too.
completely nerd out.
Yeah.
It's not a game.
No, same.
Yeah.
I think Star Trek, without knowing it as a child, made me a socialist. Yeah. But I remember watching it Saturday nights with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
My parents. And we all know the character Jordan LaForge, who was blind.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being 4 years old, and I asked my parents about him. And they explained to me that he had a disability, like me.
Mm-hmm.
But even though he was disabled, he was still important. He was the one that made the ship go.
Goddamn right.
He was the chief engineer.
You've been blind all your life?
Mm-hmm. I was born this way.
The USS Enterprise ain't going nowhere without Jordan
No,
LaForge
it's not. No,
working on that,
that's right.
whatever the core, warp core,
core, yeah.
to go fast and get out of Klingon territory
That's right.
or wherever it is that they were going in whatever episode.
Out of the
You
neutral
need
zone.
Jordy fucking LaForge.
Yeah. So that taught me at 4 years old
Mm-hmm.
that even though I was disabled and I was quote unquote different
Mm-hmm.
from other people, it didn't mean I couldn't be important. And ever since then, I had a very special relationship with the stars. You know, to boldly go.
Mm-hmm.
My parents got me a telescope, and it just gave me a sense of wonder that, you know, there's so much out there
Mm-hmm.
that we're not confined to our limitations.
Let's nerd out can we nerd out for a second?
Always.
Let's nerd out for a second on Star Trek and my feelings about Star Trek and Star Wars and any show that's like otherworldly and bringing in other universes. And this even goes for Marvel Universe. What I love about that is when I watch shows like Star Trek, I feel like I'm watching what our future should be. And I envision a future where people who have disabilities and who have differences, it's not a thing. There is no other because everybody is considered the same. You see somebody who comes in or wheels in who has a prosthetic or whatever it is, or they may have a hand difference, or it's just not even a thing because everybody is always equal in every way. If you got aliens coming from another planet, you know, then how can you be discriminating against a human who's here who happens to have a difference? And that's what I love about watching Star Trek, because you see characters like the Geordi LaForge, or like, you know, an alien. Maybe this alien doesn't have a mouth in this episode, or maybe this alien, you know, speaks only telepathically, or this particular alien, you know, doesn't have legs and they float around, or they're a tribble, or, you know, there's so many different ways that beings exist in those universes, and it's perfectly normal. And or you have green skin, you're just all the things that make those various worlds come together in a way that's in unison, and it's not at all strange, is what I love about sci-fi in general.
It's conventional.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important to acknowledge the real world implications. Right, because after season 1 of the original series, Nichelle Nichols, rest in peace, who played Uhura, wanted to quit the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Dr. King
Yep.
who told her, you can't do that.
You can't quit.
Because that was the first time there was a black woman on television
Mm-hmm.
who wasn't a slave, who wasn't the help.
Or yeah, she wasn't the maid. She wasn't doing somebody's hair,
Right.
or wasn't having to talk in a way that was, you know, not educated. And it was also a show with a black woman in the future, where we actually were existing. Yeah, it was such a big deal. And when she you know, told that story, it really blew my mind. It's also like, MLK was a Trekkie?
No, we love that.
MLK was a nerd?
We
What?
love to see that. We love to see that.
Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah.
Okay, so Star Trek, childhood influence. Did you watch the Reading Rainbow documentary yet?
No.
With LeVar Burton? No?
LeVar Burton not only taught me it's okay to be disabled, pretty much taught me how to read,
Mm-hmm.
too. So, yeah.
I wanted to be one of the kids reviewing a book so bad. Like, I just wanted to be like, hi, my name's Pavar and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I want to read you a book called Tiki Tiki Timber, which was completely racist and inappropriate book nowadays, by the way. Absolutely wrong. But I wanted to be one of those kids. Like, I was dying for it. It's great. Watch it because you see what went on behind the scenes to make the show happen. And then you also, like, watching it now as an adult or seeing the clips, it's like LeVar Burton was out there risking it all so y'all could read. He was in front of a live volcano at one point. They drove up to the volcano as people were coming down away from the volcano just so they could get the shot. LeVar Burton is the GOAT, if you don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
The GOAT.
I mean, as I'm sure you're aware, representation wasn't the best.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's still not, but it wasn't too good back then.
No. We had, like, 4 black people.
Yeah.
And one of them we can't talk about no more.
No, we cannot.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break and come right back, and we're going to talk about how you got into Ramy, the show.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, let's go there. And we're back with the It's Not Even Like That podcast. I like to say it jazzy. It's Not Even Like That podcast. I'm Pavar Snipe, and I've got my good friend Steve Way here, star of television Hulu's Ramy, stand-up comedian, disability advocate, and a self-proclaimed asshole with a disability.
I mean, I don't think it's self-proclaimed.
Other people say it.
I think a lot of people would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other people say it, yeah. That was hardcore in an episode of Ramy. When you guys were all in one episode, you were at a diner. And the guys were just really letting you know that you suck, basically.
I mean, valid. I can't really argue with it.
Stuff I've heard. It was Steve, you're blocking the aisle. So, hold on a second. Spatial awareness would be really nice, Steve.
My jaw is killing me from chewing this leather. Mo.
واو عن جد بصراحة
held the
خلاص
door for
أنا وصلت لهون معاي مع ستيف يعني بصراحة أنا حاسس إنه في جن يعني معاه أو شياطين بيلعبوا معاه بيلعبوا مخه بيطلع من لسانه كيف بيحكي عن الله يعني بيكو قاعد هو معاه وبصراحة أنا مش لازم أعطيته ولا فلس لجو فن بتفيت يعني أكيد.
Medically, he should be dead. Doesn't really make any sense.
You said that in English.
شو مالك؟
You're a miracle. That's what I'm saying.
No. You know what? Fuck you guys.
Tell me about how, I mean, you and Ramy went to high school together, or you went from 5th grade on, you went to school together. So you've been tight for years and years and years. So he gets Ramy, and then how did you get into the show?
He wrote me a part, and he showed it to the executives. And the executives said, great, who's going to play Steve? Ramy said, well, Steve is going to play Steve. And I said, So I had to audition
And
for
audition for the role of Steve.
my own role.
Okay, how'd you prepare for that?
How'd
you get into
There was a lot of finding myself. You know, a lot of yelling at people. Just the usual day-to-day.
Yeah.
You know.
So you go in, you audition. What was the, seriously, what was the audition process like? Did you go in, you were in front of, like...
Oh, no, it was literally just self-tape
Okay.
audition.
Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah.
Self-taping for
It's the
yourself.
worst.
All right. That's wild. So then you get the part. And then scripts are written. You're in the first episode. You're in there from day one. Do you get to be in the writer's room? Are you consulting on, your storyline and the things that are said? Because it's a lot of really, in certain episodes, it gets really, really personal and it's dark comedy.
It's very personal.
Yeah.
It's funny you said that. The scene you mentioned, where the guys rip on me at the diner, was the very first scene I shot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ramy, has an eye for authenticity. And he always makes sure that my scenes are authentic to me. So when he writes a part, he'll send it to me, and he'll say, tell me how you would do this. Tell me what you would say in this situation. So, for example, in episode 3, after the diner when we go to my house,
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
and my mom is crushing up the pain pill right in the pudding.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I do it. And it's those little details
Mm-hmm.
that I think made that show so good.
Yeah. What I loved about that episode, it's again, and I'm a dark comedy person, so I was rolling, and then some parts I was like, I can't believe that they just said that.
So,
I
I
can't
think I
believe
know
it.
what you're referring to.
That after he eats the gummy.
And that was all improv.
I know we're always joking about it, but I feel like you're gonna die really soon.
God, it's fine, Ramy. Stevie is a fighter. Right, Stevie?
What about you, Mrs. Russo?
Yeah.
Are you fine? Does anybody ever ask you about you? You spend your whole day taking care of Steve, right? Like, your life sucks.
Dude, chill.
And that was all improv.
Shut
It
up.
was all improv.
Oh my gosh.
We had to do that at least 4 times.
So good.
I
Did you break?
I died.
Yeah. You had to.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
It was great.
I would say 75% of the dialogue between Ramy and me is all improv. Because him and I just know each other so well.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I are the only people that can make each other break character when filming. And it's special.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing what I love with my best friend of over 20 years. Who gets to say they can do that?
Mm-hmm. What I loved about that episode, first of all, of course, the scene with the mom after he eats the gummy and he's just ripping on you and telling mom that her life sucks. It was crazy. But back to the diner scene, the part where you're eating and Ramy's cutting up your food and you're like, yo, you're cutting these pieces way too big. It was so good because, again, it was so authentic.
It's real.
And like the theme, the overall tone of Ramy is that Ramy is somebody who's trying to be a good person and he's trying to figure out who he is. But his relationship with you is not him trying to be a good person. It's just, that's his boy. You know, when y'all, this is what y'all do.
Right.
And so tell me, like, a lot of times one of the tropes in TV shows and movies is when someone is non-disabled and they're friends with a person that is disabled, it's to make them look like a great guy and make them be like this hero, like, oh, look at you being friends with this poor little person. You know what I mean? And so I love the scene because it's like, he's not trying to be like that. That's not what that moment is.
No, the way that I describe it is that I'm not Ramy's disabled friend. I'm Ramy's friend who is disabled. I think in 3 seasons, we say the words muscular dystrophy once. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't matter. We get into situations because of my disability,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not about my disability, right? So I get into conversation about healthcare, employment, dating. But then we show him feeding me, him helping me go to the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
him driving me around. And yeah, he's not a good person. And I'm not there to make him a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm really the only one that really calls him out. And can get away with it.
Absolutely.
Because I've known him the most.
When he's swiping, and again in episode 1 when he's trying to find a date, and you're like, you're a racist. Like, it's like so funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can have those conversations with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. What's your favorite episode so far?
Spoiler alert. The episode where Ramy jerks me off.
I have not seen it. But now I know.
Yes.
That's some wild shit right there. That's some wild stuff. So what's coming up next for the show?
It feels wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
we had our time. I told my story.
Yeah.
And I am forever grateful for that.
And now you're out here doing more things. And as a result, you just executive produced Good Bad Things, which was at the Real Abilities Film Festival. An amazing film. I went to the screening of it, and I have never been at a talk back after a screening that had so much collective emotion in the room. And it was a good sized theater. We were in the JCC in Manhattan. Even the moderator was overcome with emotion.
Yeah, that says a lot for him.
That says a lot.
For the legend, Warren's quite along.
Yeah. He was taken back. Tell us about the film and how you became involved.
The main actor, Danny, reached out to me last summer on Instagram. I just asked if I wanted to be the EP. And I watched it, and it wasn't the final cut, but I knew it had so much potential.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it was going to be special. So I had to be a part of that. It's a disabled romance movie. It's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really heavy. It's personal for me.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to be disabled to relate to it. The movie is all about self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Like getting in your own head. Right? It's letting your past trauma ruin a good thing because you expect the worst.
Yep.
And I think for us, that's our everyday.
Mm-hmm.
We expect the worst. It's hard to trust people.
And that's the human condition.
Yes.
That's just, most of us live in the worst possible scenario.
Because it's easier.
Yeah.
It's easier to expect the worst because when the worst happens, we just say, oh well.
You're ready. You're not, you're
Oh,
trying
well.
to protect yourself from the blow. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And if something good happens, we say, oh, that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's so beautiful.
It is. It's beautifully shot. Shout out to Danny, the lead actor in the film.
And Shane, the director.
Yeah.
Beautiful eye for it.
Just like you said, it's like disabled or not disabled. It's just, that collective feeling of, does this person really love me? Do I love myself? Oh, let's talk about that. In the talk back, you talked about the relationships that are in the film, right? And it's love relationships on several levels between the characters. There's a relationship between Danny and his best friend, which was wonderful. The relationship between Danny and the love interest, the woman that he meets, the way he meets her. But then you said there was another really important love relationship, and that was...
It's Danny loving himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think that's a pretty universal struggle. I think that's something everyone deals with.
Yeah.
Time is a flat circle, right? People will always hurt us. We will always fall in love. And we will always have our hearts broken. And it's hard to break that cycle.
Yeah.
So I think above all, the saying, you can't love others if you can't love yourself.
Oof.
Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah.
Just, you got to see it. Good Bad Things. So make sure you check that out as soon as it comes out, because it's absolutely amazing. I want to talk about, you were executive producer of this. What have you seen in terms of our industry in changes to accessibility on set, behind the scenes, on camera, getting hired for things? I feel like we're nowhere near where we need to be, but things have certainly changed over the past, 3-4 years since 2020.
We've absolutely made progress. There's absolutely progress. For me, in the beginning of filming Ramy, it was hard to advocate for myself. I was scared. And Ramy fought for me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It is really important to have an advocate like that. I think I opened up a lot of eyes. You know, what it's like to have someone like me on set.
Mm-hmm.
I am so honored and privileged to have worked under Chris Storer, the creator and director of The Bear, or director season 1 of Ramy. I've had some wonderful conversations with Sean Heater, director of Coda, and two-time Oscar winner. We can't do it alone. We have to help each other.
Yeah.
We have to educate each other. Show each other the way. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Right, everyone's needs are different. At the end of the day, just listen to us.
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing you can do.
And put in the effort. Just try. Ask questions if you don't know. Ask a question. Do you know anybody who would be good for this role? In projects that I worked on where people were looking for disabled writers, people are now starting to specifically ask. You know what I mean? And, reaching out to the Writers Guild, the WGA Disabled Writers Committee, because the writers exist. And I think a lot of times people just think, oh, I can't find anybody. But did you really put in the legwork?
No, probably not.
They're there and they're ready. Okay, so let's talk about some TV shows and movies that have been on some bull over the years. You and I were talking the other day, and you were like, you've got to watch Me Before You. I hadn't seen it. So, took a look.
You watched it?
Took a look.
Yeah.
I don't really know where to start with the massive amount of insanity and bullshit that was going on in there. What's the girl, the dragon lady? Whatever her name is.
Clark.
She's adorable.
Yes.
But that's the best thing I can say about the rest of the film. Basically, someone is so upset about being a paraplegic that they'd rather die than just be alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because and he's rich. He's very rich. He owns a castle.
Yeah,
He's so rich he has a castle. He's castle rich.
Yeah.
And he'd rather die than deal with being disabled.
Well, you'd rather die than have Daenerys Targaryen as his PCA.
Yeah, that's just what makes sense.
Right.
Why is it that we still hang on, the media still hangs on to this narrative that being disabled is the worst possible thing that could ever happen to you?
That's what puts butts in the seats. Because what the suburban white women love.
It has 39,000 5-star reviews on Amazon.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yeah.
39,000. I don't know what Rotten Tomatoes gave it, but it's a whole lot of Karens who love that film.
I have a very unique relationship with that movie.
Tell me.
When I first met my now ex, she kept talking to me about it. I'm like, I'm not watching it.
What was she saying it like in a positive way?
Yeah.
Oh God.
She didn't know. And I'm like, that movie goes against everything I believe in. As an entertainer, as a creator, it goes against everything I stand for. I said, well, if you watch it, you're gonna cry. I'm like, I'm not gonna cry. She kept saying it. I finally said, all right, challenge accepted. So I watched it. And of course, I hated it.
Because it's terrible.
But I didn't cry. It hit me hard.
Wait, you did cry?
I did.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
But it still felt real. Like the feelings of being a burden. Like the feelings of not being good enough. It's funny how Emilia Clarke's character is, with a loser, right? Her fiance is a loser. And eventually falls in love with the disabled guy, right? She wants to save him. And, I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
But, what frustrates me most about the movie is that Like, you can tell that story. Like, you can tell the story
Mm-hmm.
of a disabled man feeling like a burden and not feeling good enough. Of course, that's not the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Especially the way that it ended. No spoiler.
oh, yeah.
But yeah.
No, spoiler, he offs himself. I don't give a shit, he kills himself. It sucks.
Don't watch it.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably think of 17 other reasons why I hate that movie. But it's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Because the feelings are real. Right? The feelings are valid. I think it's, I would call myself a liar if I said I don't have those feelings.
What do you do with those feelings, with those moments where you feel like you said, those moments of feeling like a burden?
I don't know.
Mm.
I don't. Because I'm feeling it now.
Mm.
I don't know. And that's the journey I'm on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find the answers. I don't know if there is an answer.
Yeah.
There might not be.
It's like when you're living with a disability, no matter what the disability is, you're in this, from my point of view, you're in this like love-hate relationship with it, and with yourself, especially when you're younger and you're coming into terms of trying to figure out who you are in this world, and how does your disability, define you? Do you let your disability define you, or do you put it to a side and be like, yeah, that's one thing, but I'm this thing? It's complicated. It's complicated.
Yeah, and that makes it harder.
Yeah.
Right, because two things can be true. You can love your disability, and it can make you feel like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Both are valid.
Yeah. Because I think about, like, my experience of growing up with a disability is what makes me me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what's formed my personality. It's what's formed my comedy.
Right, because if you take away your disability, what's left? Right, obviously you have your physical form,
Mm-hmm.
but what's beyond that, right? I think my disability has made me completely who I am today. Down to what I watch, the music I listen to, the food that I eat. And I think that's all because of the way that I was born.
Yep.
So if you take that away, what's left?
We don't know. It's a mystery.
I mean, yeah, but I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Right? This is all I know. I don't know anything different.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with that. And I think there's a big part of me that doesn't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
If I wasn't disabled, I'd probably be some douchebag Wall Street bro. Right? Like, what else would I have done?
Yeah.
But in a way, I feel like I don't have a choice. I have to love this.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's this or the alternative.
Yeah. Hey, this is Steve Way with a brand new way for you to get some crypto, guys. That would be you. Straight up
It
crypto.
sounds horrible.
Yeah.
It sounds horrible.
Or maybe you be like a Peace Corps engineer. Who knows? But I think you would just be selling crypto.
I would be, yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd be that.
Yeah, I'd be one of the guys destroying the economy.
All right. I know you don't have much more time, but we got to talk about your stand-up comedy. And, coming up with your material. I've seen you when you were taping a special, and you've got some other stuff that you're working on right now. Let's go. Fill me in. You're doing a Type 5. What is it that you would talk about?
Oh, wow. I would talk about how I was born. Fucked up, I would talk about how it's easier in America to buy a gun than it is a wheelchair. It is. 2.5
That's
years.
insane.
I'm waiting 2.5 years for a new wheelchair. Too long.
What if you want a gun and put a bump clip or whatever is on it?
No, I can buy it, yeah.
Yeah.
my bum stock go to Texas.
Bum stock, yeah.
And then I would talk about how the world sucks. I'm very grateful to be here, but I kind of wish I was dead. And unfortunately, my hands don't work, and no one else is man enough to do it for me. Yeah, so I'm stuck.
He's stuck here. I do, in my stand-up, I just started a bit where I'm just like, I want to be everywhere, but I don't want to be anywhere. Like, I want to be here. I am really happy to be here, but I also, like, would like to be home. Yeah.
I'm at that stage in my life where I want to get a cat just to ride around in my chair all day. Just to feel like some kind of other presence.
Get a cat.
It's a lot of
Go
maintenance.
borrow one. Borrow one for a day.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Foster, if you will.
That's not a bad idea.
Steve, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. This was really great. Thank you so much.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah.
Really.
Let's hang out. Let's do some more stuff. Let's do some comedy.
No, but not to.
All right. So this is the It's Not Even Like That podcast. I got into my jazzy voice again. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, Steve, for coming in to the It's Not Even Like That podcast. Like, share, subscribe. Do that thing where you click in the share in the thing, send it to the people, text it, WhatsApp it.
Just click the buttons.
Click the buttons, line it, Facebook it. Tell your homing pigeon, put it on a little piece of paper and put it in the pigeon's little claw and then send the pigeon out. Mike Tyson can help you with that part. But tune in. We got more stuff coming up. I will see you later.